Hello students, today in our class of 10th physics we are going to see the lesson optics, and this is going to be the session number 2, and today we are going to deal very important topics, that is first one, scattering of light. Scattering of light is the phenomenon in which light rays get deviated from its straight path on striking an obstacles like dust or gas molecules or water vapors, etc. Then let's see the types of scattering. The first type is Rayleigh scattering. Rayleigh scattering results from the electric polarizability of the particles. The oscillating electric field of a light and its wave acts on the charges within a particle, this causing them to move at the same frequency. The particle therefore becomes a small radiating dipole whose radiation we see as scattered light. Then Mie scattering. Mie scattering is elastic scattered light of particles that have a diameter which is similar or larger than the wavelength of the incident light. The Mie signal is proportional to the square of the particle diameter. The third one, Tyndall scattering. The Tyndall phenomenon, scattering of a beam of light by a medium containing small suspended particles, for example smoke or dust in a room, which makes visible a light beam entering a window, which you can see in the theaters. The fourth one, Raman scattering or the Raman effect, is the inelastic scattering of photons by matter, meaning that there is both an exchange of energy and a change in light's direction. Last one, lenses and their types of lenses. Lens is a transmittable optical device that focuses or disperses a light beam by means of refraction. Let's move to the topics. Students, as I told you, scattering occurs when light or other energy waves pass through an imperfect medium such as air filled with particles of some sort and are deflected from a straight path. A great example is when the sun's ray passes through clouds, the light is deflected off of its straight path and scatters in many directions. And this is called the scattering of light. In this phenomenon, the beam of light is redirected in all directions. When it is interact with a particle of medium, the interacting particle of the medium is called scatter. Right? Here you can see the interacting particles, right? It scatters to the observer here because the sun, it directly contact with the molecules and the molecules transfers the light to the observer. The blue light is scattered more than the other colors because it travels as shorter, smaller waves. This is why we see a blue sky most of the time. You may have a question, what is the difference between reflection and scattering? I will explain you in a simple word. Scattering is a wave property of matter, whereas reflection is a particle property. Scattering requires a total absorption. I think you know what the meaning of absorption, and emission, the light emission of a particle or a photon, whereas reflection only bounce back the incident particle or wave. Now the types of scattering. There are 4 types of scattering based on the main separation of elastic scattering and inelastic scattering. So what do you mean by elastic scattering? If the energy of the incident beam of light and the scattered beam of light are same, then it is called as elastic scattering. And in inelastic scattering, if the energy of the incident beam of light and the scattered beam of light are not same, then it is inelastic scattering. The nature and size of scatter results in different types of scattering. See, there are 4 types. One is Tyndall scattering, another one is Raman scattering, then Rayleigh scattering and Mie scattering. Now let's see the Rayleigh scattering. The scattering of sunlight by the atoms or molecules of the gases in the Earth's atmosphere is known as Rayleigh scattering. It has its own law. That means the Rayleigh scattering law. Raleigh's scattering law states that the amount of scattering of light is inversely proportional to the 4th power of its wavelength. Here I will show the amount of scattering S is proportional to 1 by 4, okay, of lambda. Now, according to the law, the shorter wavelength colors are scattered much more than the longer wavelength colors. Due to this, if the sunlight passes through the atmosphere, the blue color, that means the shorter wavelength, is scattered to a greater extent than the red color, which have a longer wavelength. Due to this, scattering causes the sky to appear in blue color. Let me show the picture. See, the sky seems to be in blue color. Now, at sunrise and sunset, the light rays from the sun have to travel a larger distance in the atmosphere than at noon. Hence, most of the blue lights are scattered away and only the red light, which gets least scattered, reaches. Therefore, the color of the sun is red at sunrise and sunset. Actually, the transmission of light colors occurs when light passes through an object. That's why the sun is red at sunrise and sunset. You can see the picture. It seems to be red at sunrise and sunset. Next one is Mie scattering. See, here you can see the rays from the sunlight when it hits the clouds. Cloud droplets scatter all wavelengths of visible light, creating the appearance of the white cloud. Let's see something about this Mie scattering. Mie scattering takes place when the diameter of the scatter is similar to the or larger than the wavelength of the incident light. It is also an elastic scattering. The amount of scattering is independent of wavelength. Okay, so the Mie scattering is caused by the pollen, the dust, the smoke, the water droplets in the sky, and the other particles in the lower portion of the atmosphere. It depends upon the things in the atmosphere. Then Mean scattering is responsible for white appearance of the clouds. When white light falls on the water droplets, all the colors are equally scattered, which together form a white light. However, if a cloud is optically thick, then little light will penetrate through the cloud. Next one, very important scattering, that is Tyndall scattering. When a beam of sunlight enters into a dusty room through a window, then its path becomes visible to us. This is because the tiny dust particles present in the air of the room scatter the beam of light. This is an example of Tyndall scattering. You can see this when you look back. If you are in a theater, when you look back the projector room, you can see lot of particles, dust particles, they are scattered due to the projection of light from the operator room to the screen. Okay, this is a very good example which we all have an experience about that. The scattering of light rays by a colloidal particle in the colloidal solution is called Tyndall scattering or Tyndall effect. You can see I have used a flashlight here. This is the solution and the mixture of water and the milk. This is a mixture. So this scattered into a penetrates into a very large wavelength. Now, Raman scattering. I think you all know about Sir C.V. Raman. He is an Indian. He belongs to Tamil Nadu. He found some identical things in this optics session. Let us see. When a parallel beam of monochromatic, that means a single colored light, passes through a gas or liquid or transparent solid, a part of light rays are scattered. Not all the light rays are scattered, only a part of a light rays are scattered. The scattered light contains some additional frequencies or wavelengths other than that of the incident frequency or wavelength. This is known as Raman scattering or Raman effect. Raman scattering is defined as the interaction of light ray with the particle of a pure liquid or transparent solids which leads to a wavelength or a frequency is called Raman scattering. You can see in this picture, this is a sample. See, diffraction grating and Raman scattered light, which shows some difference in the laser light. The spectral lines having frequency equal to the incident ray frequency is called Rayleigh line. Then the spectral line which are having frequencies other than the incident ray frequency are called Raman lines. The lines having frequencies lower than the incident frequency is called Stokes lines, and the lines having frequencies higher than the incident frequencies are called as anti-Stokes lines. Here also you can see the anti-Stokes lines. Okay, Raman scattered anti-Stokes lines and elastic scattered, which lambda is equal to lambda excitation. This lambda is very much less than excitation. Then fluorescence, lambda is equal to lambda emissions, we get the fluorescence color. If it is lambda is greater than lambda excitation, then it is a Stokes. Now let's start the lesson with lenses. A lens is an optically transparent medium bounded by two spherical refracting surfaces or one plane and one spherical surfaces. See, there are two types of lenses. One is convex lens and another one is concave lens. What do you mean by this convex lens or biconvex lens? Convex lens is a lens bounded by two spherical surfaces such that it is thicker at the center than at the edges. You can see it is very thick at the center and not as much as the center in the edges. A beam of light passing through it and it is converged into a point. So the convex lens is also called as converging lens. It also called as biconvex lens and plano-convex lens, and it has a positive meniscus. Do you know the lenses which causes incident parallel rays to diverge at a point is known as convex or converging lens. Actually this lens is very thick at the center, as I shown you. It's very thick at the center. The convex lens will form a real image and its principal focus is real. That's a very, very important point. Then a beam of light passing through it is converged to a point. That's very important. And using that, the plano-convex lens, if one of the faces of a biconvex lens is plane, then it is called as plano-convex lens. Next one is mean scattering. See, here you can see the rays from the sunlight when it hits the clouds. Cloud droplets scatter all wavelengths of visible light, creating the appearance of the white cloud. Let's see something about this mean scattering. Mean scattering takes place when the diameter of the scatter is similar to the or larger than the wavelength of the incident light. It is also an elastic scattering. The amount of scattering is independent of wavelength. Okay, so the mean scattering is caused by the pollen, the dust, the smoke, the water droplets in the sky, and the other particles in the lower portion of the atmosphere. It depends upon the things in the atmosphere. Then mean scattering is responsible for white appearance of the clouds. When white light falls on the water droplets, all the colors are equally scattered, which together form a white light. However, if a cloud is optically thick, then little light will penetrate through the cloud. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.